my god, the mouse movement's a little weird. I got a new mouse just now, so it's a little different for me to control this. Anyway, okay, so
30 seconds until minions spawn.
let's take a look.
Minions
You leash, this is normal. Okay, what are you thinking about?
I can't remember who I'm playing against now. I'm thinking about we've got to win quite early.
Why do you have to win early?
Because Aurelia and Carly, if they get to like late game, they're quite powerful or quite strong. They can snowball.
Okay. Alright, let's do this, actually. You're in gold 2, right?
Yep.
Here, we're gonna do something. Wait up. Oh, what? That doesn't actually show. Holy shit. Okay, here. There he is. Okay. Let's do this. I'm gonna open a notepad up, okay? Okay. What's the first thing you need to do? Okay, so, okay, so tell me. We're gonna do the same thing. But, ignore this. This is my own notes.
Yep.
Fuck, I can't. Okay, there we go. Okay, so, what do you think about in the game? Just give me a list. Give me a list of everything that you think about in League of Legends.
Okay, so who the enemy jungler is.
Okay.
And sort of what he's going to do in the game, what his like path and stuff. Then I'll then immediately look at my lane and think, what's going to be like the outcome of the lane? Am I going to win early? Are they going to win out early?
Okay, what else do you think about?
Vision.
Vision? What do you mean by vision?
Just wards all the time. Just constantly trying to think about wards.
Okay, what else do you think about?
And then depending on the game, how the game's going, how the CS is going, if I'm CSing well, to play aggressively or play safely, depending on how the lane's going.
What do you mean by
that? Say we win like an early trade to keep the pressure on, deny CS. If we're losing that, then to play safe.
Okay, what else?
As the game goes, probably looking towards objectives.
Okay, what else?
I don't know now. Sort of. I feel like I've missed something that's really obvious.
You're missing a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, none of this is correct. But that doesn't matter. What else do you think about?
What lanes are losing in my team?
Okay, what else do you think about?
Win condition.
Okay, what's the win condition here?
Xayah being able to...
Zyra?
Xayah, yeah, try and snare them two. Or either one of them, hopefully Tristana. Being able to dodge Nautilus's hook. It's cute.
What else?
I struggle with win condition. I really struggle to find out what win condition would be.
Okay, if you don't know what else, then what else do you think about outside of win condition?
I don't know.
Okay. Okay, what are the league? What's the basics? What are the league basics? What are the fundamentals of League of Legends?
I don't know. I really don't know. What within the game?
Yeah, what do you do? What hasn't changed from season 1? So season 1 to season 10. What has not changed? It's not hard. You can do this.
So it's a 5v5 match, team of 5.
Okay, it's a team of 5, yeah.
Yep.
What did you do? Okay, so when you were in season, how long have you been playing?
About 3 seasons.
3 seasons. Okay. Have you ever seen a season 1 game?
Yeah.
Okay. What's the difference?
Nothing.
What do you mean nothing?
Well, apart from like updated.
Okay,
like,
sorry. Yeah, that was a bad question. What is
Yeah.
what are the similarities between a season 1 game and a season 10 game?
The same. There's a beginning, mid, and late game. There's 3 lanes of minions.
No. You're in bot lane. You're in season 1 bot lane. What are you doing, which is the same as today?
Trying to get a lead. Trying to get fed.
How do you get fed?
Trying to get gold.
How do you get gold?
CSing or getting kills.
CSing. Okay. What do you do while you're what? Okay, so you're CSing. What else are you doing?
Looking for kill participation.
Which okay. How do you get kill KP?
Either like killing in lane or looking for a gank or waiting for a gank or a team fight of some sort.
Okay, let's talk about lane.
Okay.
What are you doing in lane? So you're CSing. How do you damage an opponent?
By just trading, by attacking using
Trading.
abilities.
Okay. While you're trading, what else is important to look at?
Map awareness.
Map awareness, because then if the jungler kills you, you're gonna die.
Yeah.
What else?
My other teammates.
You don't have teammates. You're in gold. Seriously, you don't have teammates.
Yeah. Okay.
These guys are AI.
Level advantage on who has a level advantage? Me or my opponent?
Sure. Okay.
Things like that.
So if they have a level advantage, they could do more damage than you. Correct?
Yeah.
So damage calculation.
Yeah.
Right. What else?
Summoners and.
Okay, that's true. Yeah. You can climb without tracking summoners. There's masters who don't track summoners. I don't track summoners, which I should, but
okay. The tempo of the lane, how the waves are going of the different types of minions.
Sure. Okay. What else? Okay, let's stick to these 4, since these are the 4 you know. So you want to get into diamond, right? The way you're gonna do that is forget everything that you know about the game, because everything that you know about the game is the wrong game.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. Okay.
Enemy jungler pathing, don't have to worry about that. Echo doesn't know what he's doing. You can't track someone who doesn't have any awareness. Useless.
Okay.
Lane outcome, who wins early, who wins late. Okay, let's say we have a Vayne at 35 minutes. The gold Vayne ends up face checking your opponent, face checking your team, and gets killed by your fucking, I don't know, Sona, because she ults or something.
Okay.
So what does it matter if Vayne is in late game or not? Does it matter?
Well, not at this elo then, no.
No, it doesn't matter, not at this elo. It doesn't matter that a Kali will get level 16 or 18 versus your Sona or whatever. Do you think that these players are going to be able to make use of that?
Okay, I see what you're saying.
No, they won't.
Yeah.
Right? They just won't. And even when you're in Diamond, they still won't. Because nobody is playing perfectly. You could have a late game champion. You could have a Cassiopeia on the enemy team, and she may not know how to play properly, so you can still win. So this stuff, do you think it matters?
No.
No, it doesn't. Okay, so we don't know where the enemy jungler is. Do you think vision and wards matter? They do, sort of. It's a gray area.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Let's keep that on for now. Okay, winning early trades, keeping pressure, denying CS, playing safe when losing. Is that how you do you think this is correct? So what you're saying is when you win early trades, you keep the pressure, meaning you keep pushing them in. That's what pressure is usually. I'm assuming that's what pressure is for you. And
Well,
then,
let's say I get a level advantage. I'll just keep using that to my advantage and keep denying them as much CS as possible.
okay. And then when you're losing, you're playing safe. What do you mean by playing safe?
Let's say I'm taking far too much damage. I'll just stay to the tower.
Why are you taking bad damage? Why are you taking too much damage?
Because I've been outplayed.
By AI?
Let's say I've lost a gank and they got a kill on me.
Okay,
And
but
they
you shouldn't be getting outplayed. Why are you getting outplayed?
I don't know.
Do you think you have bad trading?
Yeah, like bad lane positioning.
Okay,
I know
so
I've got that.
yeah, so technically, now let's say you're behind and the enemy uses a cooldown, or the enemy is not able to respond, and then you end up not attacking them because you're playing safe. Do you think that this is a good way to come back?
No.
No. So what do you think? Do you think this is correct? This idea? No, it's wrong.
No.
It's wrong. Objectives. Do you think objectives matter? Sort of. Another gray area.
Yeah.
But if macro doesn't exist, if objectives is macro and macro doesn't exist, do you think that objectives really matter?
So you're saying you can win without objectives?
You can win without getting objectives.
Okay.
Very easily you can win without getting objectives. Right? You're in your lane, in your elo, like if I came down into bot lane, I could play the game like this. So where's my pen? So let's say the Zyra is smurfing or whatever, right? Or like I end up getting a lead. I'm gonna go kill this tower, then I'm gonna go kill this tower, then I'm gonna go kill this tower, and then I'm gonna go kill the Nexus. I don't give a fuck about objectives. I don't care about anything. I'm just gonna go like this. And why can I do this? Is because my CSing, my trading, and my spacing is better than the people around you. And that's what you have to do. Those are the fundamentals of League. Right? There's obviously other fundamentals, but those fundamentals don't matter because it doesn't matter about what you know. It's about what you can do. Right? So if you can CS while trading, while looking at the map, and then finding lethals with damage calculation, you're already in diamond. All of the shit that you're thinking about is irrelevant. What lanes are losing? Who cares what lanes are losing? You're an ADC. Do you think you think you can do anything about that?
See, this is where I'm stuck, because in my head, if I see lane is lost 2 towers and it's pushing in, I then would go top lane to help out. That's where I'm losing games.
Why do you help out people who don't like?
I don't know.
Why don't you help yourself? If okay, so first of all, top does not lose every game.
No,
It's a 50-50. It's a 50-50. Yes, it's a 50-50. And if top is losing, why are you obligated to help him?
Because I assumed that's the team game.
No, it's not a team game. League of Legends is not a team game in the level that you're playing at. It's a team game in higher levels, sure. It's a team game in competitive, definitely. But in your elo, in Gold 2 and Platinum, it's not a team game. In Platinum, it's a little bit of a team game, but in Gold, it is not a team game.
Okay.
You don't have teammates. You can't trust these people. They don't know what they're doing. All of these people have their own ideologies they all have their own idea of League. And all of them, all 10 of them is incorrect. We just proved it. Your understanding of League is flawed. And if you're in this elo, don't you think that all of these other people also have their own skewed understanding of the game? So then what ends up happening is then you start getting into arguments. That's why lower elo is a little more toxic, in the sense where you have two idiots trying to solve a Rubik's Cube.
Okay.
None of them, and they're both colorblind. So how the fuck are you gonna get it done?
Yeah, I got
Right?
that.
That's essentially what it is. That's what low elo is. Right? It's just two colorblind idiots trying to solve a Rubik's Cube. That's all it is. No one actually knows how to do it, but they're all just throwing out what they know, and they're hoping for the best. And that's why arguments happen in lower MMR, right? So, what my goal for you, first of all, is, I mean, obviously we'll review the game, but your understanding of the game is extremely flawed. Right?
Just focus on my lane.
Yes. Now, what lanes are losing fucking doesn't matter. It doesn't mean anything. Now, what's your win condition? Zyra snares? You think the Zyra even knows what she can do? I guarantee you the Zyra thinks she has a fucking wind wall in her kit. Doesn't know how to play Zyra. She doesn't. She doesn't know how to play Zyra.
Okay.
Dodging the Nautilus hook? Okay, this is a win condition. Yes. If you dodge the Nautilus hook, that's a cooldown. And now you can basically attack the Nautilus. Or if Nautilus goes on for Targon stacks, you can hit him. Or if Nautilus mispositions and its ADC is sleeping, you can hit him, right?
Yeah.
Does that make sense? But
Yep.
your win condition, I mean, this is also a kind of a gray area because you're not actually half wrong. You're actually kind of correct here.
Okay.
If you want coaching, you have to book it through Discord. I have like 2 other clients after this. Right? So you're not actually completely wrong. Now, these 3 things, sure, they matter. This is good. However, this is not important right now. This is important. CSing, trading, map awareness, and damage calculation. And there's another one that's also very important. It's actually called spacing, right? Spacing is also very fundamental. CSing, spacing, trading, map awareness, and damage calculation. That is all you have to work on. Everything else is irrelevant for you. Does that make sense?
I've never heard of spacing before.
Spacing, okay, so spacing is very simple. I'm not, so like, okay, so let's say that this is, where's the ADC? All right, let's say you're Nautilus, okay? Kaisa has a range of 525, okay? 525 is maybe up to here. You're not gonna move over to Kaisa unless you have, let's say you're on cooldown as Nautilus, you don't have Q up. You're not gonna move into Kaisa, you're gonna stay back. You're gonna play 525 with 525. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
525 with 525 if you're like playing Vayne or another champion with relatively short range, right? Caitlyn obviously is different. Then you can play 600 with 525.
Yep.
And then it's a little bit different. This in itself is just spacing. Is roaming basic to mid lane, or is that not basic at all? Roaming is not basic. Roaming is not a fundamental. Okay, does that make sense?
Yeah, I didn't know it was called that, but now I know what it is now.
Your idea of league is flawed, and that's what we have to fix. Someone asked how do you calculate your damage? Very simple. This comes with practice, and so basically you calculate the amount of items you have with the stats that you have. So if you let's say you're playing a mage or an assassin, let's say you're playing LeBlanc, and you see a level 1 Nautilus, and let's say you see like level 3 Nautilus, and you're level 3 as well. Now let's say you have like 70 AP, right? Well, Nautilus has 32 MR. Well, that's how much damage you're going to do to him. That's essentially just damage calculation, right? Also depends on the champion and the items and whatnot, but, you know, that's essentially just damage calculation. Damage calculation is not something that I can teach you. It's something that you have to essentially feel, right? You have to feel it on your champion, not eventually. It's very common. It's like driving a car. You're not, you know, eventually it becomes very normal. It becomes second nature, right? Okay? That's essentially just damage calculation. Like, say you're about to make a right turn or something, you don't need to fucking start counting the amount of meters before the right turn is supposed to be made. You just kind of make it because you can estimate the distance between the turn and you know the car and whatnot. And this is the same thing with League, where you can just begin to start to feel these things, right? Another higher example would be like professional players. Pros actually are able to feel minion count relative, like, so they don't actually count minions, right? And even it's not just pros, it's also high elo players. Like, you don't need to fucking like you don't need to count minions if you know that, like, just by looking at this picture alone, I know that there's more red minions than blues. Let's, like, you know, for example, if I draw like 3 red minions, does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Likewise, if I make something like this happen, well, I don't fucking need to like count, I just feel it. I know that there are more blue minions. The wave is pushing inwards. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's all just a feeling at that point. Okay, so what you need to focus on is none of this. This is all nonsense to you. All that you need to work on is the same thing that hasn't changed since season 1, is not going to change in season 20. If League lasts this long. It's just CSing, spacing, trading, map awareness, and damage calculation. There's other fundamentals as well, like build order. And I mean, build order is really simple. Like, it's not. I don't even consider that a fundamental. You just know what to build in what situation. It's something you can just understand. And I mean, I've seen people build the stupidest shit and still climb, right? Hell, even pros and some professional players still build really awkward stuff sometimes, and it ends like it's suboptimal, and yet they still, you know, they still end up doing well. But it's because of these things that they're so good at the game. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah.
Okay. On top of that, like, I should also put in mouse movements. This is actually very fundamental as well. And this is essentially just moving your character up and down. And this has a lot to do with your spacing, right? So we can even say spacing is the same thing as mouse movements, because mouse movements interact with how much spacing you need to, you know, basically, yeah, have relative to your enemy. Okay. This doesn't make any sense. I mean, your versus Tristana. Oh wait, you see her. I'm an idiot. I didn't actually see Tristana. Here you should just Q her. Sorry about that. Here you should just Q the wave. Just Q the wave. Q the wave. There we go. Here, don't move back. Move in. Move in, don't move back. You have Zyra here. Tristana's all the way in the north side. If you just move in like this and you auto him once and then these 3 minions aggro onto you, you can break immediately through this bush, and then Nautilus, let's say, assume he does start Q, is fine, because even if he does end up Qing you, she has no potency to actually assist, and Zyra will then end up fighting Nautilus, which will end up in a better trade for you. Does that make sense?
Yeah, this is the problem. I never see the game like that. I just see it as Nautilus has got a better engage than Zaya, so I feel like I'm the weaker lane.
Okay, well, just because Nautilus engages, does that mean that you're gonna die?
Not die, but I just feel like I'm gonna lose the trade. I feel like if it's a fresh or a blitzcrank, I'd always feel.
Okay, well, I mean, a Blitzcrank would be different, right? A Blitzcrank would pull you into the minions, right? But we're looking at two variables here. We're looking at cooldowns and we're looking at minions, correct? Like here, if you just kill this and you move in, like, is she gonna start W? No. No, she's not gonna start W. That's weird, right?
Yeah.
Even if she, I don't know in what world she would start W, and I don't even know what she just opened. If she opened with their bomb, then makes sense that she should, right? I actually don't know what she opened with. I wasn't paying attention. But here, just you auto and break aggro, right? You auto and you immediately break aggro. There's absolutely no reason. And then now look what you're doing. Why are you so back? What are you afraid of? What's your win condition here?
Just trading over Tristana and getting a CS lead.
Okay, but okay, what do you have to do to win this lane? Don't give me Gamer Sensei fucking, answers. What do you have to do to win this lane right now? Think in the most simplistic ways. It's very simple.
Last hit minions.
Okay, good, last hit minions, but what about level 2?
Oh, get the level 2 advantage.
But do you know what level 2 does to you? See, you can't play 3 years of League of Legends and not know what level 2 is. It doesn't work like that. Do you see what I'm saying?
So you're saying I don't understand my power spike of level 2?
But do you, though? I'm asking you.
I thought I did.
But do you?
I thought I did. Probably not.
Like, knowing and doing are two different things.
No,
you know okay, if I sat here and told you level 2 is stronger, you know that. But in game, are you thinking it? No, and that's the problem.
Yeah.
If you sit all the way back here, you're not hitting level 2. Level 2 is the third melee and the second wave, correct? Yes. If you stand here, you're not hitting these minions. Why are you pacing back and forth? What are you afraid of?
Don't know.
Like, look at this. This is free autos. And look what Tristana's doing. She's doing the same bullshit. She's moving up and down for no reason. Hit this minion, move inwards. Nautilus moves inwards. You guys are gonna hit level 2 soon on the third wave of the second of the third million on the second wave, and then they're gonna all in you. Right here, you should just be autoing.
Yeah.
But you don't do that, and again, you're just pacing back and forth. Look at this nonsense.
Yeah.
Like now it's too late. Now it's too late. Actually, it's not too late because the enemy is really bad. Here you can, again, you're back. They're not doing it. Why don't you just hit this minion? Why don't you hit this minion first? You want to hit this one first because it's lower HP, so the DPS coming from the red wave is actually decreased. So now you can end up just working on this one with Zyra, maybe autoing this one. Why don't you ping Zyra to help you push?
Don't know, I've never played like that. Never ever thought about that.
But you've never thought, wait, what have you never thought of?
Getting pinging the support to help me push.
Oh, okay. I thought you never thought of level 2. I thought you were gonna have problems.
Oh, no.
No. Here, okay, you Q, this is whatever, right? This is a mistake by him. Why don't you auto him?
I thought I got hooked. That's why. I remember now. I thought I was.
Even if you get hooked, what happens?
Nothing.
Nothing. Absolutely nothing. These 3 casters jump. Sorry, you're covering one. These 3 casters jump on Nautilus. Zyra responds with snare.
Yeah.
Absolutely nothing happens. And then if the enemy fights you, they're not hitting the wave. Right? Like, this is good. And now you're figure 8ing in the lane. Do you know what I mean by figure eighting in the lane? Like doing fucking like you're like having a fucking road trip in bot lane. Look at this. This is what you're doing. Pick a pocket. Look at lane. Imagine lane as a grid. Okay. You got north side. You got south side. You got south 1, south 2, south 3, south 4. You got south. Sorry, that's north. Jesus. You got north 2, north 3, 1 to 4, and you got the same thing from south 1 to south 4. So then pick a pocket. If I show you a game of Uzi, he's gonna stick in one side of the lane. He's not gonna move up and down. Sorry, he's not gonna like fucking go like pocket to pocket. He's gonna stay in one pocket, and he's only gonna move relative to the wave, or if anything is happening in bot lane that's like really weird, like a gank or something.
So he would never change from south to north, depending on.
Well, it depend. He would depend. He would change it, but he would retain a certain area for a specific amount of time. What you do is you just move up and down. And the reason why moving up and down, and I know this is a bit complex to understand, and the reason by moving up and down and constantly changing pockets is because you're not able to take you're not able to have a conversation with the enemy. So, which basically means that Tristana wants to go for this minion. You are here, you're gonna go for Tristana. Tristana backs off, you end up winning a trade. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Now, if you start figure eighting in the lane, you go bot lane, you're not going to be able to, or you go like over here, you're not going to be able to punish this. You can't move up and down. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So it's literally just your ability to play lane. That's the issue. Right? Now here, like this doesn't make any sense. You know his hook is up. You know they're level 2. You know Zyra is not going to do anything. This doesn't, you know? And then you end up taking a trade.
Yeah.
And then you got close to Zyra as the bomb was about to go off, so you just hurt your support.
Yeah, it's bad positioning.
Well, it's not even that. You just hit your support.
Yeah, she
right?
probably deserved it.
Well, no, she didn't actually. Right?
Yeah.
Like look what you're doing.
Yeah.
You can't
bad,
be you can't be like this. This is just poor play. And then you back off. You don't even reciprocate damage.
Yeah.
Now it's too late because now what's her name? Tristana is out.
Yeah.
Do you see some of the issues here?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
No, what are you thinking now? Oops, sorry about that. What are you thinking now? Whoa, why did you get E second?
Try and dodge now with a small easier.
What? Wait, you could kill her with W. You could still kill her.
Yeah.
Actually, I don't actually think you can kill her if she has Q up. Why don't you get W second?
Is it purely because I was trying to dodge now with it?
You kill her here with W.
Yeah, I know.
She heals. She already healed. Yeah, she dies actually. Okay, great. I mean, you could have killed her a lot sooner. I mean, he dies too. I don't know what's going on. It's auto. Good. Okay, now what are you doing? Now what are we doing?
I think I pushed this wave. Like,
yeah, now I mean, this is a very awkward spot. You can't actually recall here, so you just push. Whatever.
Yeah.
It's fine. I'm not going to talk about advanced wave management, but then look what you do here. Look at where Tristana is. You know she's there. You could shove this next wave in. See, this is a very awkward spot because Tristana has W, but you know she doesn't have flash. I think you can still get away with it by shoving this wave in.
I just wanted to recall and spend the gold.
Okay, I mean that's fine. That's fine. But like, if you don't shove this wave in, then she ends up getting a light lock here, Tristana, so she doesn't actually freeze it. Well, Tristana actually can freeze lanes because if the minion count is if the lock is hard enough, the lane will freeze. We have 6 blues here, right? Versus like what? 3 reds who are basically pretty much about to die. So if she just tanks the wave like this, the lane will lock. Nautilus is about to hit level 3, meaning his full combo is about to be up. And if you're playing the lane in such a fucking like you know, front forward area, this gives Nautilus and Tristana the ability to then run you down in the lane because you didn't opt to shove the next wave in. If you die here, it's actually okay to die in high elo.
What, shoving the wave?
Yes, you can die. If you shove this wave in and the jungler shows up and you're low HP and you die, it's okay to die. Because it's worth at that point.
Okay.
That's high MMR. In this elo, you don't have to worry about too much because we know that this player is probably just gonna. I will bet you money this guy will just shove in. He doesn't understand anything else. So look at him. He's just shoving. Complete,
Yeah.
You know, like he doesn't understand. So they're gonna shove you in, but this is the stuff that you have to understand. Just because you're not being punished for something doesn't necessarily mean that one day you won't. Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. And now we're just waiting. Literally, we're just waiting. Again, you're not moving up and down. You're figurating in the lane, right? Here you should just queue it. You know the wave is being built up. Now, what's your win condition now? What's your goal here?
Well, I've got the gold advantage 'cause I've got the kills, so I can stop Tristana from CSing now.
How?
Well, I should stop her. Just attacking her. When she goes to hit minions, attack her.
Why don't you queue here?
I'm trying to slow push. Trying to freeze and slow push this last hit.
No, but look what you do. When's the next minion that's about to die?
The cannon.
No,
my minion, not hers.
on your end. This
mine.
one. So she's gonna go like this. You're gonna go like this. You're gonna queue this wave. You're gonna queue her. What this does is it does two things. First of all, it thins the wave. All right, it thins the wave, and the second thing it wins the trade. It wins the trade and it thins the wave. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Because you don't want this massive red wave to shove into your tower. What your goal in this lane is to essentially just freeze it right here. Remember how we talked about Nautilus hitting level 3?
Yeah.
And you don't want to play the lane up all the way here? Well, now the opposite is happening, where Nautilus can't do anything. You can make this guy useless for the entire game if you just play correctly here. Because what happens when you play the lane here? If you can just match a little more damage than Tristana is doing right now, then what ends up happening is you can lock the lane right here, and then you can constantly just funnel down, trades onto her. And Nautilus can't do anything. She doesn't have a support at that point. You win the lane here. Now if you were Tristana or Nautilus in this scenario, what you want to do is you just want to take the bad trade, shove this entire wave in before the next wave ends up arriving. Nautilus, because he has potentially Targon stack, I don't know what you call it anymore. They changed the name. I think it's still called Targons, or whatever. Then he'll actually try to shove the wave with that faster, but he will take damage because you're going to be able to hit him because he's going to be in an area where he can't. You can just hit him for free, right? So that's what you do as the enemy team here. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Okay. Can you repeat what I just said in your own words?
So look to see where the wave's going to end up and try and freeze it in that lower region of my lane. And fin the wave while looking to trade with Tristana when she goes in to last hit.
And why do we want to thin the wave here? Why do we want to keep the wave on our side of the map, or lane, I guess you could say?
See, I thought the thing in the game, I thought the best thing for me to do was let the wave come in, freeze it there. I didn't think about thinning the wave. I thought the best thing to do.
How can you freeze a lane that's so big?
Well, that's the problem. I don't think that. I thought that'd be fine to freeze.
Right. I mean, it's minor, but why is it better to play the lane here? Why is it better to play the lane here?
Safer.
It's safer because.
Well, Nautilus, like you said, Nautilus is useless. He can't Q me.
Yeah.
If he does, it's
yeah, exactly. Nautilus isn't going to do anything to us. Absolutely nothing is going to happen. This is a very stupid thing that Zyra is doing. And why is she allowed to do this is because Nautilus is literally fucking cosplaying Soraka. He should just stand here and hit her. But he doesn't do that. You have a massive wave. If you fight in this wave, you're going to lose. But because he wants to be fucking Janna for the entire game, it doesn't matter. And then he misses hook, and now you don't do anything. You don't do anything.
I tried to, but I was too far away.
Yeah. Now the wave is pushing inwards. I mean, you guys fucked up the freeze. It doesn't matter. This is good. That's really good. When he throws out hook like that, take the south side pocket. So now take the south side pocket. So go into the bush there. Move inwards. Ping Zyra to move in. He's on cooldown. Tristana wants these minions. Move into the bush. Tell Zyra to move up. Auto them if they move inwards. They're forced to play back because he just used hook. There's absolutely nothing that he can do. Move in and hit her. She can't do anything to you. She's low HP. You can trade HP for HP. You're the one who's gonna come out ahead. Do you have W up? Did you just use it? Or am I an idiot? No, you still have it up. Why don't you stand right here and threaten W? Stand right here, threaten W. Threaten
Yeah.
W flash Q. You kill her there. She has no heal. She's not gonna react. You're playing against AI. They're not gonna react. Right? If you just if you W flash Q her, she dies here. Right? And then you could like E in, I guess, for the attack speed or whatever, right? You know, worst case scenario, whatnot. See, like, this is good. Now, what does this tell me? Now, when this happens, I feel like a jungler's coming.
Yeah. I think I back off actually.
Yeah, you back off here. There you go. Jungler's right there. And now it's okay because you can win this. Remember, Echo doesn't know what he's doing. This is good for you. Just keep autoing. Good. Here you could have kept autoing him. You don't auto him, right? This is all micro. This is all just minor. Do you have a ward? If you have a ward, try to place it here. If he doesn't have Q up, it's too late, so it's okay. This is good. What are you doing? Oh my god. Okay. Alright. Do we need to talk about that?
No.
Do we need to discuss what that was?
No, we do not.
But you see it, right?
Yeah, I can see it.
Let's turn the game sounds down. They're kind of loud. Like you see what you're doing. Like Udyr, Udyr is making a very good play right now. This is, but Udyr, when I see this, I think that Udyr is probably like, you know, not an AI, right? So we can trust our jungler to do stuff now. But like here, you should already be autoing. You should move into her, and then you don't just W like that. You kill him with W auto, and you W the minion wave, and now you have to flash for this. But if you flash for this, you die.
Yeah.
Like this is completely your fault.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, he pings you. Oh, Echo ping. Yeah, Echo's okay. That's Echo. Yeah. See how that ends up just becoming terrible?
Yeah.
You could have killed all of them.
Yeah.
This is where you end the lane. Okay. I mean, I don't know what else to go over right now. What else do you want to go over?
Just trying to think where. Because I'd say I was winning the lane at that point. Still, even if we just lost that, I still think I was winning because I killed Echo.
Okay. I mean, it's even.
I just don't understand like where we lost the game.
I mean, you lost the game because you don't know how to trade.
Okay.
Right? You lost the game because you don't know how to do these things.
Okay.
Okay? Everything else, I need you to forget about it. The only thing holding you back is yourself, really. You're thinking about the wrong things, and when you practice the wrong things, you're never going to improve.
Mm-hmm.
That's what most people are doing in low elo. That's why they're low elo. They're working on the wrong things. I had this guy one time come to me, right? And it was actually really funny. He basically owns a team, like these little amateur teams that they have, and he does he has like a team in gold, right? So these 5 gold players get together, and they compete for like tournaments and stuff. And he wanted my help. He's an old friend of mine, so I'm like, sure, whatever. I'll step in for a little bit. I'll see what you guys want. And then when I heard the conversation, I immediately knew that I think that every gold player thinks like this, because they were talking about like what champions are good in the meta. They were talking about what compositions to run. They were talking about just the shit that just did not matter. And I'm like, how long have you been in gold? And all of them have been in gold for like 5 seasons or higher, because they're doing the wrong things. They're thinking about the wrong things. And at that point, I don't even know what to fucking say.
Just think about the basics.
You're thinking about the wrong things. Obviously, you're not gonna climb. If you're gonna do the wrong things, then you're like fucking,
Going backwards.
Yeah, you're going backwards. You have like a Tesla and you're fucking trying to fill it up with gas. It doesn't work like that, right?
Yep, I get that. I see it now.
Okay.
Yeah, I see it. Yeah.
That was good try. Okay, man. Do you have any questions?
No, I just need to practice that.
Just practice the basics. That's all you have to do. And then watching, like, you don't watch your own gameplay, do you?
Sorry, watch who?
You don't watch your own replays, do you?
Not really.
Okay, good. Just don't do that. For now, I would just recommend you
I have been watching more pros.
Yeah, just watch the pros and try to copy them, right? But then cross-reference what we talked about today.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
Alright, man. Good luck.
Thank you, man. Thanks for your time.
Take care. Bye.
Bye-bye.
See ya.